So, hi, it is Neil Wilkins. It is the 10th of January 2022, and I would like to welcome you to a concept that I am developing and journeying on as we go through this year called awareness and abundance. And that is, as if you've been listening to any of my previous sessions over the last week, that is the big mantra for me for 2022. And I have an invitation for you today to join me. This is literally going to be day one, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the program that I've got all in store for you. If you choose to join me in this exciting journey, exciting adventure that we're calling awareness and abundance as we go through this year. These are two kind of big terms. They're two big words. They sound a little bit flashy, maybe even a little bit cliche to you, but taken at their simplest essence, these are two really, really exciting concepts. Self-awareness, being truly aware, truly present, truly in the moment. And then as a result of that, seeing and manifesting, so literally experiencing and perceiving abundance. And you're going to be able to identify these two things for yourself if you join me. My little invitation here to join me on this journey throughout 2022 as we look into lots of techniques, lots of tools, lots of ancient wisdom, some new stuff that I've been uncovering over recent months. And as we go through this year, I've got a host of things that I want to share with you. And that is the purpose of this session here today. Not a particularly long session, but I am very excited to share with you what we have in store for you this year, if you choose to join me. And the way that you can join me is to basically register your interest by just sending me an email to mail@neilwilkins.online. And if you do that, then I can keep you in touch with all of the latest developments, ideas, thinking, and of course, every time we go live on sessions like this, and I'll explain other bits of the program in just a short while. But for me, this is a really, really interesting kind of concept, I guess, that I'm sort of building, hopefully, that will be of interest to you as we go through this year. And I just want to take you through some of the building blocks that I see as being really, really pertinent to this idea of creating more self-awareness, being more mindful and present in everything that we do. And all of this applies to both your personal life as well as your professional life. And you'll see the blend that I'm going to be working with in just a moment. So we're looking at awareness and abundance. And the idea is that this is a blend or a balance between mindful living and what I'm calling mindful marketing. I am a marketer. That's the industry that I've been in for some 35 years. And so I'm going to talk about the word marketing, but you could translate that into many different business or commercial disciplines. So whatever it is you do professionally, you can translate, when I use the word marketing, you can translate that into your world. But I want to just talk to you a little bit about the two elements or building blocks or pillars, however you like to describe them, for this particular journey ahead that we have through 2022. And the first one is mindful living. Now, so I'm going to call them mindful living and mindful marketing. The first one is mindful living. And I'm really interested in the four elements that we have inside this concept of mindful living. And one of them is Ikigai. I'm going to explain what these are in a little bit more detail in a moment. One is Ikigai. One is becoming more, I guess you could call it self-aware, perceiving, more mindful. And so that's element two. Element three is being present in every moment. And within this, we're going to see gratitude coming in. We're going to see law of attraction coming in. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on in that being present in every moment. And this is one I've been exploring through meditation and various techniques over a number of years now. And I've got a few things that I want to explore, hopefully on the journey with you as we go through this year. And the final one is a really interesting one, which I want to kind of, as we go through the year, bring more and more and more into the discussion, more and more into our conversation. And this is something we're calling Life Map. And Life Map by Nia is a concept that I've been developing and continue to develop with my wife, Sonia. And we will be introducing a number of different concepts and ways of integrating in essence, a life map within this whole kind of mindful living process. And I'll explain in a moment a little bit more detail behind some of these elements. In mindful marketing, and as I say, you can translate this word marketing into whatever it is you do professionally. Okay, so if you're in law, you're an accountant, you're a healer, whatever it happens to be, you could be in any kind of professional lifestyle, if you like, and you can then translate that word marketing, which I'm using because that's where I am, into a world that's more meaningful for you. But it will still apply. So we're talking here about professional mindfulness. And I'm going to be focusing as we go through this particular section on some of these building blocks. So we're going to be looking at what I'm calling personas and customer journeys. And this is getting a really deep and sort of intimate understanding of the people you need to be engaging with. So there's a real kind of stakeholder thing going on here, the people in the world around you, so that you can perform professionally. Who are these people? Let's kind of choreograph some kind of experience of interaction so you can build deep and meaningful relationships with them. Second one is a purpose-driven new commercial mix, or in my world, a new marketing mix. And I'll explain the 4 elements inside that in just a moment. This is really, really important. The way that we were doing business, the way that we were being professional at what we do, the way that we were crafting our career and our life plan professionally over the last 2 years has fundamentally changed. It has become something so different to what it was. And this is a really exciting opportunity if we are collectively able to wake up and realize that strong values, working to a higher purpose, this is why I'm saying this is purpose driven, and then using that knowledge to figure out the value that we can bring to others, other communities, our customers, the organizations and the people we work with, to create the products and services that we offer to the world, and be rewarded appropriately for those things in whatever way that we decide the word reward should be. So some of it will be financial reward, some of it will be more kind of intrinsic things that give value back both to ourselves and to the world around us. So it's really, really exciting and interesting to be deep diving, exploring this new concept of commercial, this new concept of work, or as we will see, our own mindful career development. And as part of that, I'm going to be sharing a whole host of different things with the concept of, developing your career in whatever profession you are either in now, or if you're at some kind of crossroads, this is going to be so pertinent for you, because we will identify, using the concept here professionally with Ikigai, we will identify ways that you can craft the most rewarding, the most valuable, the most purpose-driven working lifestyle possible. Okay, now that's a big, grand claim, if you like. We have the building blocks available for us. And I'm going through this journey too. I'm not here, as I've said in the previous sessions last week, I'm not here just to teach. I'm here to teach and experience. So I'm kind of on the journey with you. So there will be some new stuff that we're going to uncover and some new stuff that we're going to enjoy. And that brings me to the 4th of the 4 points within the mindful professional, mindful commercial, or mindful career side of things that we're talking about here in this mindful living program for the year. And this is the whole idea of innovation. This is the whole idea of keeping your mind and eyes and ears open to opportunity. Okay, so the world as we face forwards and look professionally into kind of what our world is going to be like is very, very different going forward. We have a whole host of new opportunities emerging. Some of them are here right now. Some of them are beginning to emerge. And one I'm focusing on for myself here from a marketing concept is the metaverse. Now, we've all of us heard in the media the whole concept of kind of Meta and Facebook's new branding and the way it's going to be sort of presenting itself over the coming years. That is just a tiny little snippet of the tip of the very, very tip of the iceberg. The metaverse is a much bigger, broader concept of how we as human beings are very likely to be communicating in the future, how we're likely to be interacting. And I want to explore that from a professional sense to see if there's any opportunities in there for us from a professional commercial angle to mindfully offer value and service. So this isn't all about doing the same old things and expecting to get something different. This is about re-looking at everything that we do in 2022, professionally and personally. So for me, this is so exciting. This is why this is such an exciting journey that we're actually all on. So let's just have a little look at some of these elements in a little bit more detail then. So the very, very first one, this whole idea of living every moment, because the mantra here for awareness and abundance is being in the present, right here, right now, being grateful, and then seeing abundance in everything that we do, professionally and personally. So where to begin? Okay, well, let's just pause and just dwell just for a moment on the idea of mindful living. Okay, and the first of the building blocks, because this one is really profound for everybody who even touches on this. Even if you look at this or listen to this at a very, very brief sense, suddenly you realize, there's something deep here, either within me or something that's just within reach, maybe, that will actually fundamentally change the way that I view the world and then the way that the world interacts back with me. And the concept here is a very ancient Japanese concept called Ikigai. And Ikigai is all about manifesting and living a life in the moment that is pure. It has a really, really strong purpose-driven essence to it that means that at every moment, every waking moment, and maybe even every sleeping moment, maybe we'll explore that, but certainly for the moment, every waking moment that you spend doing what you love, that you're good at, that the world needs, and that you can be rewarded for. And those four kind of elements, if you like, of building up an Ikigai profile, if you could call it that, there's a sweet spot right at the center of Ikigai. When you start to think about what you love and what you're good at and what the world needs and what you might be rewarded for, there is this beautiful sweet spot in between all of those four elements that just is. It just works. It just feels and sounds and smells and is right for you. And we'll all have a different one. And this is the beauty of Ikigai. I'm going to take you as we go through the early months of this year. I'm going to take you through, if you choose to come on the journey with me, I'm going to take you through the four fundamental building blocks of Ikigai. Okay, and we are going to explore those and we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And for each of us, myself included, it will be profoundly personal to us. And you will uncover stuff that you thought was maybe a childhood thing that is now relevant. You'll uncover stuff you think, didn't actually realize that until I stopped and spent a bit of time with myself and on myself. This is actually about working on yourself. So that first of the building blocks in mindful living is we're going to look at Ikigai. And we're going to focus as well on becoming more self-aware. And this is all about really taking control of every aspect of your life, from the kind of relationships that you have, from the interactions that you have. And we're going to look and explore learning of the techniques, the mindset, the right kind of form, if you like, that your world needs to take to manifest becoming more self-aware. To me, it is so exciting. And this is a continual journey. I know we're talking about here, this whole thing about, the mantra for this year is about awareness and abundance. But this will be, once you start on this journey, if you choose to open the box, you can't ever shut the box, because once you know there's an opportunity in here, you can't unknow that. So to me, that is really, really exciting. And this will all be, therefore, about personal ongoing growth. So we're going to begin this whole thing. We're going to begin the journey here at the beginning. Super exciting. Big deep dives into the really important and profound stuff. This isn't like touch. You can't do this stuff in 5 minutes. You're in the wrong place if you think you can just, take the pill and you're fine, or you can just read a quick book, or you can just watch that video and it's a quick fix. This is a really, really profound journey that we're going to be going on. And that to me is why this is so exciting and important. And the next bit was about being present in every moment. And I think this one is about the kind of untethering from the stuff that doesn't serve you. I've got a course which I'm going to share with you in future weeks and maybe in a month or so's time, which looks at this in a lot more detail, because it is so, so important to really identify that we're going to be working here with priorities to be able to live a life that serves you and those around you so you can get the ultimate enjoyment and abundance from it. We need to be detaching ourselves, or, I often use the word untethering from stuff and experiences and relationships and stuff is a really useful word, because untethering from stuff that doesn't any longer serve you is super, super critical for making this thing work. And so by being present in every moment, we can kind of do away with the past, not worry too much about the future. Yeah, we're going to get goals and we're going to set some plans up. The whole life map thing is all about that. But we're going to actually live the moment right now as though all of this amazing stuff is already here. Because actually, when you stop and when you start getting really grateful for what you've got already and where you are already, things begin to change. So being present in every moment is something that is going to be really, really helpful to us and allow us to do this thing that we're going to call Life Map by Nia. And this life map is about plotting out this ultimate life journey of personal growth and success. Now, however it is that you define it, okay, I'm not here to tell you how to do your bit of this, because it's you, it's about you. But what I'm going to be here to do is to kind of virtually hold your hand through the process, be here to support, be here to bounce ideas from. We can jump on a mentoring call if you want to. We can go into workshops and do Q&As, just you and me, or we and the group that are going to be joining us on this amazing journey. So there are choices in here. You can do the high level, sort of light touch if you wish to. It's not going to be fast track, but you can do the light touch, or you can decide to fully immerse yourself in some of this stuff. Do the deep diving, do the real soul searching. And yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable at times, but that's part of this. That's part of this kind of wondrous journey, as I've been describing it. This is the way to get to awareness and abundance. It's really important to be kind of knowing that this is a real uncovering of what's possible. And then as we move into the more professional sense of stuff, I talked about mindful marketing or mindful career, however you want to define it for yourself. And then this is all about the deep understanding of your customer, the deep understanding, and the customer in its widest sense, not necessarily people you sell service or product to, but people who you interact with and engage with professionally, and getting into their mindset, getting into their needs, their desires, so you can optimize the value that you give. And how's that going to feel? If you're giving huge amounts of value to the people that you serve professionally, the spin-off, the benefit that comes back to you, that mirror effect that comes back in your direction, is going to be profound. And this is where this whole idea of abundance comes from. It's about figuring out, where is that value that I'm bringing? Where is that value I'm providing? Because if I can find that, maybe I could be onto something. And by being purpose-driven, when I talked about the purpose-driven new career or new professional or new commercial mix, or in my sense, the new marketing mix, it is all about ethics and sustainability, being driven and led by a higher purpose, not just to make money commercially. That's part of what we have to do as human beings, because we need to survive and put food on the table. Of course we do, but there's more to it. That's a great thing. And if that is part of your, life goal is to be super rich, well, that's your life goal. I'm not here to judge. What I'm saying is there is more. There is also other stuff that can go into this whole definition of success. Okay, so we'll be exploring that and looking at that. And I'm really excited about that option too, because yeah, I want to see a little bit more abundance financially as well, but I also want to see more sustainability. I want to see more value being given, not just from myself, but everybody around me. So I want to kind of be on that journey with people who, are looking to be more sustainable in the broadest sense of the word. So professionally as well as, in their lifestyle. And this, of course, then sets you on this journey. I talked about developing your career mindfully, and this will then allow you and enable you to live your highest professional purpose. In other words, to be giving the ultimate amount of value back to the world. And you'll be rewarded for this. This is the way it works. The more value you give, the more value gets returned to you. So again, another really exciting building block on this journey. And it just keeps coming. And this is why it is so, so exciting. It is an ongoing process. For me, marketing in the metaverse is this kind of new futurology, this new innovation that potentially has a way of redefining everything I used to do in my profession. So we're going to use some techniques for uncovering innovative thought and for looking forward in a progressive and positive way, not fearing the future, not fearing change, but actually welcoming it, embracing it, and figuring out, what does that mean for me professionally? What are those new opportunities? Who do I need to be working with? What do I need to learn on this constant journey of personal growth? Again, what is not to like? Constant growth gives us this opportunity to become more and more progressively aware of ourselves and the value we bring and the value we give to ourselves, and then this abundance which is going to come from that. So when does this all begin? Well, it begins right here, right now. Okay, this is the start, because I'm announcing to you the program, the kind of stuff that I'm going to be covering right here. So you'll always get to hear, wherever you're listening to this or watching this right now, this is where you're going to hear it first. Okay, so this is where I will switch on each of these elements and invite you to join me. Okay, so I'll be just doing this constant invitation. So you might find, no, I'm actually feeling super busy right now. I'm not in the right space to be joining you, Neil. I love the sound of it, but not here, right now. So I'd say to you, well, if that is the case, then either just drop me a quick email at mail@neilwilkins.online, and I can just keep you in touch so that when it is and when it feels the right time, then you can join me and the rest of us. If you find that you just want to quietly just observe in the background, and that, you just want to feel the right time when it arrives and you don't want stuff from me, that is also fine. It's your journey. It's not my journey. I'm not here to push stuff at you. I'm just here to invite you. So what I've got coming up for you, and this will begin tomorrow in terms of content, is that we're going to do some stuff mostly through social and mostly through these platforms and exactly where you are watching or listening to this right here, right now. We're going to be doing something called Coffee Time Live. If you know me well, you'll know I enjoy my coffee. If you don't, I enjoy my coffee. And I'm going to be doing some Coffee Time Lives where we will sit and chat, and they will be open to comments and Q&As. We'll chat around a topic that is part of either mindful living or mindful marketing, and we'll kind of evolve those as we go. So it will be, one day will be mindful living, one day will be mindful marketing. We'll bring those kind of to life, if you like, through little consumable bite-sized chunks of information, because that to me is the best way of absorbing this, is to find something, learn a little bit about it, and then go and explore and try it out for yourself. So this isn't kind of heavy touch, big, heavy, deep stuff necessarily, but it could be if something resonates. So we'll have Coffee Time Live, where we'll just kind of catch up on a most days basis. We're not going to be obsessive and say we've got to be here at the same time every day. That probably isn't going to fit your lifestyle either. Definitely wouldn't fit mine. So we're going to sort of do that on a regular basis, Coffee Time Live. You bring your coffee or tea or whatever it is that you enjoy, and we will have a catch up, and we'll get into interactive sessions on particular individual topics. I am really excited about that. I think that's going to work so, so well. And the ones that I've tested out towards the back end of last year and through some of my colleagues and apprentices that I look after, we've had some really good recent sessions kind of testing this concept out. So whatever you call it, that is what I'm going to be calling it. It's Coffee Time Live. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also going to be bringing you, as of next week, some podcast interviews. So I will be doing some live interviews with a number of real kind of inspirational specialists, gurus, thought leaders, and experts on the topics that we are talking about. I'm not going to tell you right here, right now, exactly who those people are, but just rest assured, and if you were part of the year before last watching my 50-episode Mindful Living show, you will know that there are some some really, really great people out there who are well worth listening to. So I will be releasing very, very soon the schedule, the early schedule for those podcast interviews. And that is going to be super exciting. So it isn't just the world according to Neil and the people on this journey. We're going to be hearing from some really, really, really fascinating experts as well. And I'm also going to be reintroducing a series of webinars, including Q&As at the end of them. These were massively popular last year. I mean, literally hundreds and hundreds of people on each of the webinars that I did as part of the Cambridge Marketing College series. And that was really, really quite exciting because it gave the opportunity to kind of really explore with some very, very experienced and very, very good other people who were coming in with massively, massively interesting questions in the Q&A, explore specific topics. And I'm going to be releasing those to everybody who registers with me at mail@neilwilkins.online. I'll send you the schedule for those. And they begin on Friday this week. And you can find more details about the first of the two webinars at neilwilkins.online. Okay, so if you're interested in webinars, if that's your thing and you like the Q&As at the end of them, visit my website because that is going to be where you'll see them first. But these will be, some of these, well, a big chunk of these will be in association with Cambridge Marketing College and that webinar series, which was very, very well received last year. So we thought we'll do a third series for here in 2022. So those will be all of the things that are very much the social, if you like, the social content. So the ones where you can see it live, you can experience it live, you can interact with it live, and it will be here wherever you are watching this now. And what I'll be introducing are some really interesting concepts and free stuff that you can just take away and use at your leisure, where you can be part of the program. You can just do it the way that it suits you, wherever you are on your personal journey. You can come in and you can be led by the hand from the word go, or you can just dip in and out as you see topics that are of interest to you. So, I invite you to do it in whatever form you feel is appropriate. And if you want to really engage, and thank you to everybody who's come back to me over the last week of kind of teeing this up, and I've been teasing this concept and all this content over the last sort of 5 or 6 days. And thank you to everybody who's come back and said, yeah, can you sign me up for this? Because I am really, really keen to do deeper dives. Then you can subscribe to me and this program. And if you do that, I'm going to then introduce you to the opportunity to do some real deep dive workshops with me. So this will be part of the interactive group and community that we're forming here. And we will do some real deep dive soul searching on this concept of mindfulness, awareness, and abundance. So we'll be doing the mindful living thing. We'll be doing the mindful marketing or mindful commerce or mindful business, depending on what industry you're in. We'll do deep dive workshops too. So yeah, sign up for those. I will also be announcing soon a mid-year, and we're looking at around about the summertime, final details yet to be confirmed, but an online summit, and that will be a full day of immersion in this topic. I'm really, really excited and looking forward to that. I've got some great people already lined up for that. And this is going to be hopefully a day like no other. It certainly isn't like a day I've ever choreographed before. I've done quite a few events in my time and hosted a whole bunch of stuff, big, long programs, short stuff and everything. This is going to be something very, very different. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, register with me to join me on that one too. I do also have a number of online courses which include online support as well, and I'll explain those. I'm not going to talk about those too much today, but I'll explain those in upcoming sessions, because if you do find that any of these topics really resonate, there may well be already a course or a program that I've got available to you, so you can then go in and sort of self-serve and do a deep dive by yourself. But each of those does have support as well, so you can always contact me, and if it's appropriate, contact Sonia as well, particularly if it's the Nia. And you might have noticed this word Nia, which I've said a few times. It's Nia is short for Neil and Sonia. The alternative way round was soil, and that didn't really work. Anyway, so it's Neil and Sonia, and that is the Life Map by Nia. That's the program that we've put together. And also our joint program, Ikigai. So there is support from the both of us, and we come at this from slightly different and subtly different angles. So you get kind of two perspectives really for the price of one there. And the final thing I just want to mention for this program and this exciting year together, if you choose to join me on this journey, is one-to-one mentoring. And this is something which I've been really ramping up as we've gone through 2021. I have realized that a lot of people want to talk this stuff through. They want a confidential sounding board, somebody who they can just explore and experiment ideas, and they can be almost using their mentor as somebody who is their kind of their voice of reason or their conscience. So somebody they can just sort of check in with and just really use as their kind of their check and balance, if you like, on a regular basis. So I'm offering one-to-one mentoring. I'm not calling it coaching. To me, mentoring and coaching are very different things. This is mentoring, okay? And I'll explain that in another time why I see those two things as fundamentally very, very different. So this is one-to-one mentoring. And if you fancy getting onto one of those calls with me, just head over to neilwilkins.online and you will find all the details, and I'll be announcing the appointment schedule and when I'm going to be available there over the next day or so. So that pretty much is it, and that is what I wanted to share with you. So if any of this resonates and you'd like to find out more, do send me an email to mail@neilwilkins.online, and I will then be able to share with you all of the stuff as I release it, all of the new program, all of the Coffee Time Live information, all of the topics that we're going to be working on together. And I really, really do hope that you'll join me on this journey. We're into a really interesting year like no other. We've never started a year like this. We've never had a year like this before. So this is a great opportunity to just seize the moment, be present, get aware, and see the abundance that will come from it. And I shall see you tomorrow for the first Coffee Time Live. But for now, thank you so much for listening to this session or to watching this session, wherever you are in the world. Have a great rest of your day. And I look forward to catching up with you again very, very soon.